This will be a demonstration of a robotic tank using a PlayStation 3 game controller, a Raspberry Pi, and two Adafruit motor hats. The first thing we need to do is pair the game controller to the Raspberry Pi. So let's use PuTTY to log into the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi's host name is called Hermes. I'm going to load that. But first I need to show you a setting that must be set if you wish to see the online video from the camera mounted on the tank. That's X11, and X11 forwarding must be checked. If it's not, it will not forward the video from the tank to the screen on this laptop. Let's go ahead and open a session to the Raspberry Pi. For video to work, we must also be running the application called Motion. So let's see if it's running. It is, so we're good in that area. Let's go ahead and change directory to joystick. This is a directory I created. It can be any name you want, but it contains two programs, 6pair and Qt6a. 6pair actually pairs the game controller to the Pi, and Qt6a allows you to access, or allows your program to access, the game controller. Let's go ahead and pair the device. We say sudo /6pair, but first we need to connect the controller using the supplied USB cable. You'll notice all four channels are blinking. Let's go ahead and hit enter. And we get a MAC address for the game controller. Let's start Qt6a. It comes back and it says, press the PS button now. The PS button is this button between the joysticks on the game controller. Before we do that, we need to disconnect the cable. When we press the button, you will hear it vibrate, which means you'll hear the game controller vibrate, which means that we are connected and ready to go. Great. We'll disconnect the cable on the other end from the Pi. Let me turn the camera around here. So we are looking at the Pi. Notice the position of the camera at the present moment. We're going to CD over to the directory where the tank control program is, which in this case is home$tank. And we're going to start it up. The cameras will be initialized to a home position. And right now I'm waiting for the tank eye to initialize and display on the laptop. We're using Firefox, so there is a delay. Alright, we have it up, and we now have an actual video showing here of the eye of the tank. Moving back to the game controller, we have left joystick, forward and reverse control, right joystick, turn the tank left and right. The triangular button turns the headlights off, the X button turns the headlights on. The front four buttons is tilt up, tilt down on the camera, camera pan left, camera pan right. The start button is an emergency shutdown button. When you press it, it resets all of the servo channels and it deactivates the motors. Power is still going to the hats for the motors though. This button here returns the camera regardless of its current position to where you see it right now. Let's pan the camera to the right and let's tilt it up. Now if I press this button, the camera returns to the initial position. This is necessary if you're piloting the tank with the onboard camera. You need to know that it's pointing forward. Otherwise, if you're looking to the left and you make a left turn, well, who knows where you'll end up. Let's go ahead and move the tank forward with the left joystick. Kind of pan this thing back out here. Bringing it back, bringing it forward and right, bringing it back and left, forward and left, camera right, I'm going to put the camera pointing down at the floor. Whoop. Headlights off. Oh, sorry. Headlights off. I used to control the headlights with the front right buttons. I still haven't gotten used to the change. Headlights on, off, on. Tank backwards. Camera to the original position. Now I'm going to go ahead and relocate this window here and press the start button, which is the emergency shutdown button, and you can see the output of what happens here. We're turning off track motors, servo motors, headlights are off, and the tank's eye is terminated. This completes the demo.